Hello and welcome to Unit 2. This unit is about language. You'll study how writers embed symbolism, imagery, mood, and emotion in poems, stories, and essays. You'll analyze the impact on literary texts of imagery, figurative language, personification, symbols, extended metaphors, and allusion. You'll write an analysis of a text based on your own close reading of it. Because literary analysis often contain quotations, you'll also practice using colons in sentences. Today we're going to be talking about how language functions. So here we're looking at formal language. This has to do with the setting, usually a formal type of setting such as a meeting or a conference. Also your purpose. What's your purpose? Is it to inform, to explain the audience? You wouldn't use any slang, idioms, or contractions. So formal language is used when there's a formal setting. Maybe you have a writing a class assignment, writing for an academic or professional audience, and no slang. So your academic papers should use formal language. Okay, informal language in contrast. So thinking about which setting and with which people do you use informal language. It's often used with our friends, family. Fiction authors often use informal language, especially when they are writing dialogue. Magazine and newspapers writers may also use some informal language depending on the topic and audience. Here are some examples just to see the difference in the same message, but the different way you might say it. So our first example there, an informational lecture to college students states, studies show that regular flossing significantly reduces gum disease. So there you hear the formal language. Here we have a persuasive speech to consumers. Do you want gums that bleed and feel sore? No. So floss. So that's much more informal. And our most informal conversation between friends. Yeah, it sounds nerdy, but I've been flossing my teeth and they really feel better. There you can see each type of language at play. We also have direct language, language that is obvious, plain, simple, and easy to follow. We have evocative language, language that evokes, brings to mind, or calls forth images in a reader's, listener's mind. We also have broad language, language that is used just broadly with everyone generally. Personal language, language that is used when sharing a personal story. It can have a more casual, less formal tone and style. So here are some of our vocabulary words and language features. We have colloquialism, informal slang used in an informal communication, personal experience used in narrative writing or informal conversational communication, imagery, that's one of our big words here, descriptive sensory language used to evoke the senses and a vivid image in reader's mind. Precise words, exact words that are used to describe in more informative and expository writing. So let's dive into some of these vocabulary words. In this unit, we also have a style guide or style manual. So remember, a style guide contains rules for how writing should be formatted, as well as guidance on usage and grammar. Audience. Picture a group of people gathered together to watch a movie. This is your audience, the people who are intended to hear your words or a certain message. And style can also mean a set of conventions for the mechanics of writing. For example, the magazine style requires the word internet to be capitalized. And when we have style manuals, it's very important to note there is a style manual called the MLA Handbook for writers of research papers. You will be doing a research paper and should know how to do MLA format. So you can find this reference, this manual in print. You can also find it online. The OWL Purdue website has a lot of great resources for you, and you should be able to find them throughout the course as well. So this was an overview of a lot of the vocabulary and types of language we are going to be studying in Unit 2.